Hello, everyone. Some stories begin right now, with English listening practice that changes how you see the world. If you have ever felt completely blocked by a problem that seems impossible to solve, if you have ever felt so much pressure that you thought you might break into pieces, or if you have ever tried to force a specific result only to fail miserably, then this video is meant for you. You are about to learn the exact philosophy that made Bruce Lee a legend. This is a psychological system that turns your weakness into power. So stay with me until the very last second, because if you truly apply what I am about to show you, you will never react to stress the same way again. Here is a brutal truth. Most people live their lives like a block of ice. They are rigid, they are hard, and because they are hard, they are fragile. When life hits them, they do not bend, so they shatter, scrack. Bruce Lee said, "Be water, my friend." But this is not just poetic advice. It is a survival strategy. Let me explain why this happens. Your brain is like a muscle. When you are threatened, your brain tenses up just like a fist. You try to control everything. You try to force the world to fit your expectations. This is the state of ice. It is solid, but it cannot move. Imagine you are driving a car and the brakes fail. If you panic and freeze, you crash. That is the ice state. Now, let's move to step 1. Melting the resistance. To be water, you must first stop being ice. You must recognize where you are holding tension. Tension is simply energy that is stuck in one place. Let's say you are in a heated argument with a colleague. They are shouting, and you feel your chest tighten. You want to shout back. That is the ice. You are resisting the reality of the moment. Why? Because your ego is trying to build a wall. But water does not build walls. Water flows around them. Here is what most people never realize. Relaxation is not sleep. Relaxation is readiness. To melt the ice, you must observe your tension without judging it. Now imagine this. The colleague shouts. Instead of tightening, you breathe out. You imagine your anger turning into liquid. It flows down from your head to your feet. You are no longer a solid wall for their anger to hit. You are a ghost. Their words pass through you. From now on, whenever you feel stress, do not fight it. Melt it. Because a river never fights the rocks, it simply flows over them. Right now, pause this mental image and try this. Close your eyes. Scan your body for tension. Is your jaw tight? Let it drop. Are your shoulders high? Let them fall. That feeling of release is the ice melting into water. Step 2. Taking the shape of the container. Bruce Lee said, "You put water into a cup, it becomes the cup." This is the principle of radical adaptation. Here is the secret that survivors know. The environment always wins. If you fight the environment, you lose energy. If you become the environment, you control the energy. Let me tell you something no one talks about. Adaptation is not surrender. Adaptation is infiltration. Imagine a spy entering a secured building. If he kicks the door, he gets caught. If he wears a uniform and walks in, he owns the building. That is being water. Let's say your company suddenly changes a project you worked on for months. The ice person complains and quits. The water person looks at the new structure and fills it immediately. You accept the new reality instantly. Why? Because the cup has changed. If you stay in the shape of the old cup, you will spill. Now imagine this. The bad news comes. Instead of saying, "This is unfair," you say, "This is the new container." You ask, "How do I fill this space perfectly?" You adjust your schedule. You learn the new tools. You support the new direction. You are now leading the change because you are the only one who fits. From now on, whenever plans change, do not complain about the old plan. Become the new plan. Because water never complains that the pipe is curved, it just travels to the ocean. Step 3, the crash. Here is where most people get it wrong. They think water is always soft. They think being water means being weak or passive. But remember, water can flow, or it can crash. A tsunami is water. A hydraulic press that cuts through steel is water. This step is about concentrated power. Once you have adapted to the container, you can focus your energy to a single point. Here is a brutal truth. Softness without power is useless. You must be able to mobilize your energy when the time is right. Your focus is like a fire hose. If the water is sprayed everywhere, it barely cleans the car. If the water is focused through a narrow nozzle, it can knock a person down. Let's say you need to ask for a raise or set a hard boundary. You have melted the ice. You are calm. You have become the cup. You understand the company's needs. Now, you crash. You deliver your message with absolute clarity and weight. You do not hesitate. You do not apologize. You simply deliver the force of your value. Why? Because water has mass. When water moves together in one direction, nothing can stop it. Now imagine this. You walk into the meeting. You are calm, not angry. You speak slowly. Your arguments flow logically, one after another, building pressure. You are not aggressive, but you are undeniable. The result is that they feel the weight of your presence. From now on, whenever you need to act, act with your full weight. Do not hold back. Because a wave does not ask permission to hit the shore. Right now, try this mental exercise. Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine you are a massive lake held back by a dam. You are perfectly still. Now, imagine the dam disappears. Visualize all that water rushing forward in 1 second. Feel that surge of power in your stomach. Open your eyes. That potential energy is always inside you. Let's review what we learned today to lock this into your long-term memory. Step 1 was melting the ice. You learned that tension makes you fragile, and you must release it to survive. Step 2 was becoming the cup. You learned that you must adapt to your environment instantly to control it. Step 3 was the crash. You learned that true power comes from focused fluidity, not rigid force. If you apply these steps daily, you will stop fearing change. You will handle crisis situations with a scary level of calm. But more than that, you will become a person who cannot be broken because you have no fixed shape to break. Remember, this video wasn't just about philosophy. It was also about improving your English through immersion. Every metaphor was a lesson. If this helped you, subscribe right now. We do not just teach language here. We analyze the architecture of the human soul. Your mind is a vessel. Stop letting it be empty. Be water, my friend.